welcome to my channel where we talk about the principles that govern our lives. And they're the principles of your mind because they're the higher principle and they overrule the lower principle, and the lowest principles are physics. So they overrule that. And that's how you get miracles. So it's great to know about them and work with them so you get miracles instead of crap. Today's video is about Edward Snowden, and he was a messenger from God. He'd had it good all his sweet young life. He was interested in spies and espionage, and he played that game. And he wanted to play that game, and so he did. And he joined the no such agency that Eisenhower tried to warn us about, but did not do anything about, even though as president he could. Edward Snowden was an angel sent by God. He was an apostle, a young man. He knew his mission. He knew his purpose. He wanted to be a spy, and then he discovered he didn't like it. He didn't like it. He knew there were good women in the NSA. He knew there were people who really wanted to do the right thing. You know, and there were certain people we shouldn't be spying on and twisting arms on. And there's certain ones that have proven to try to harm us. So yeah, we go spy on them. This is what the Muslims call jihad. Okay? You don't go looking for it. You assume everyone's good. But if they come into your home and try to do something to you, well, now the gloves are off. Now I get to come for you. Okay? So Edward Snowden was letting all of us know, okay, and he was willing to sacrifice everything to do it. So guess what? Nothing bad happened to Edward Snowden, and nothing ever will. He's a humble man. He doesn't want people to remember him. He wants them to remember the message. Do you? Do you remember the message? Because what it boiled down to was they're afraid. Okay, authority is afraid. The role of authority is afraid. That's your politicians. I don't care what country you're in. That's what they are. If you're in a democracy, you have politicians. What matters is, what do you think of that role? Okay, I think that role is this. That they are being wise, that they come back and represent, that they aren't giving in to pressure, that they don't listen to that they come home and talk to us. These are the things that you loved about Trump. Okay, this is what resonated. He listens, and then he does what we want, not what he wants. He's not doing what's best for his companies. That's what you were doing. You rat yourself out in your attacks when you think objectively. Okay, you automatically rat yourself out. Whereas if you're thinking subjectively, none of that matters. Okay, because you know it came from the heart. It's just how it is. Okay, it's just how it is. And Edward Snowden followed his heart, and he did it magnificently. And he did it in a way that few will forget, as the Obama administration hustled to bring down airplanes they thought he was on, screaming treason and all this other stuff. And everybody else was going, go, Edward, go, Edward, go, Edward. Just let him in, let him in, let him in, let him in, Russia. And they did. Okay? Putin is forever blessed for that. You know, which guy wanted him and which guy saved him? You know, Putin's a good guy with a good heart. He thought everyone should know, and he was right. They don't act this way except that we believe they act this way. The OSS never ended. It just kept changing names. And you don't spy on your friends and your allies. You don't spy on anybody. And you certainly don't twist arms and murder people, all in attempts to have them obey you and listen to you. You save us. You don't save anybody. You're killing people to make them think you're a savior. False flags, proudly displayed on home websites, are not to be commended. They're shameful, and they should say so, but they don't. Do you honestly believe that men can be like that? You wouldn't be like that, would you? Would you? You would if you entered that role, because that's what we think of the role. You would have no choice. This is the truth about politicians and everyone. If you believe that even though you wouldn't, someone else could, then someone else would be made to show you. And then you'll be made like that. Just so you know. Okay? There's no good guys or bad guys. They're just guys. Okay? And to say you're good and they're bad, you're going to become the bad you think they are. That's all. And they're going to become the good. And somebody's got to play both sides. Got to play both sides. So if you really look back at your history, you'll notice that Russia hasn't been doing anything to Europe. Not in hundreds of years. That it's been Europe that's been afraid of Russia for hundreds and hundreds of years. Well, humanity's discovering it, and Edward Snowden was part of that. He's the one who comes out for Joshua. He's the spy inside Jericho who came out and told the whole ugly truth about it going on there. And Joshua says, I don't think so. We're going to sing, we're going to sing, we're going to blow our horns. We're going to be trumpeters. We're going to vibrate this sucker with love, and it's going to come tumbling down. And we're going to take everything in there, and we're going to kill off all those people. Because we don't think like that. Okay? And they do, and they haven't stopped, and they keep hiding behind those walls. So they got to go. That thinking's got to go. That's what that represents. You're not eradicating the good. You're eradicating what's been distorted. That's what you're doing. And he came out to tell us, you need to eradicate. This doesn't belong here. People don't think like this. People don't act like this. People don't need to be treated like this. It's disrespectful. Okay, and you will respect me. I'm the boss. Okay, and I get to say how this works. And you're to assume everyone is good unless somebody has come in and tried to attack. Now, for instance, today, we know China has tried to do that. So, okay, gloves off, here we come. But you don't do it to your allies. It's so embarrassing. President Obama, in his phone conversations with Angela Merkel and other allies, why? Okay, the NSA doesn't trust its own president, its leader. It thinks that it's the boss of him, in case you didn't catch that. And this is what has to end. They're learned. But you don't get eradicated. I know that, sweetheart. You're going to be reabsorbed. And it's okay. You'll come out as something better in the end. And we're at the end. So you got to go. So I hope this helps put into perspective where he was in the story of Joshua, which is Jesus, which is humanity today, dealing out in judgment, erring on the side of love. No, it's not for us to say we're not in Iran, it's like I've explained about baseball. Okay. Iran has its own kind of democracy, and so does every other country, just about, except communist countries. Okay. And countries that are still ruled by a king. Now, even that is changing because that king is promoting constitutional monarchy and has been for a while. We can get into the story of his son another day if you want. Just put it in the comments down below. Edward Snowden was just confirming he's an angel from God. This is what you think. You don't think this just about others. It's one for all and all for one. If you think others could be that way, you will become that way so that you learn. You're digging in karmic law, the 12 laws of mind. And you need to rise high to the law of love and grace. You know, that's the law you're under. That's what Jesus rising, ascending means. You rise to the higher law. Okay? The law of one. That's it. Now you know. And all those other laws have been incorporated into your being already. You know, but it's looking at how do you look at it? You get to choose. Are you going to choose what others tell you, which is the outside world? Or are you going to choose to believe in your heart and listen to your gut, you know, and do as you are compelled and not fight it. Just go it. Because you know that's your Jesus in you. Okay? And Jesus is the human incarnate. It's God's child. Okay? But the children are protected now. That's just the way it is. They're not going to listen to you. And if you insist on arguing, they will win every time because they're coming from their heart and enlightened reason. Okay? And you just won't make any sense to them. You will sound like ignorance, and they will walk away from that. So I hope this helps you understand, and blessings to you. Thank you. Thank you for being you.